All right, so today we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating figure,
Yeah,
Chandragupta Maurya.
absolutely.
And we're going to try to figure out how he went from,
Yeah,
maybe humble beginnings to building this
right.
empire.
Huge jump
You've
talk.
got all these historical accounts and things.
We do.
So let's see what we
Yeah.
can
Yeah, let's see what we can pull out.
pull out of him. Yeah.
So I think a good place to start would be with his early life.
Yeah.
He was born around 340 BCE,
Okay.
and some of the sources we have paint a picture of,
Okay.
really humble origins.
Okay.
But then other sources point to this Kshatriya lineage.
And that's
like,
a warrior
Yeah, the warrior class.
and ruling class.
Ruling class, yeah.
So there's that interesting contrast right from the beginning.
Yeah,
But no matter what his birth was like,
right.
it seems like she went through a lot of hardship early on.
It's funny how
Yeah,
that
right.
seems to be
That's like the classic.
a theme, right?
Yeah, that,
Adversity.
yeah, hardship, and then that builds strength or something.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have this hardship,
Yeah.
and then we have this really important meeting
Yes.
with this guy, Chanakya.
Huge turning point.
How did that shape things for him?
So Chanakya was this brilliant strategist,
Right.
like really a sharp mind.
Okay.
And he had been really insulted by the Nanda dynasty, who were ruling at the time.
Got it.
And so Chanakya sees Chandragupta and he sees potential.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the guy. We're going to take down the Nandas.
Wow.
So he takes him under his wing,
Okay.
starts training him in all things military and administration.
Really preparing him?
Yeah, he was grooming him to be a leader.
Wow, okay.
And so fueled by, Chanakya's resentment and this drive, they start to build an army.
Okay, so this leads to this overthrow of Nanda around...
Around 321 BCE.
321 BCE?
Yeah.
So how big of a deal was this power shift?
Oh, this was massive.
Okay.
This wasn't just like a changing of the guard.
Yeah.
This was the birth of the Maurya Empire.
Wow.
It was like the end of one era and the beginning of another.
So a real turning point in
Major turning point.
Indian history.
Absolutely.
Okay, so he starts this empire.
Yeah.
What does he do next? He doesn't just stop there.
Right? No, he doesn't stop there.
What happened?
So the next few years, he's busy with all these military campaigns across North and Central India.
So he's really solidifying.
He's solidifying his power.
Yeah.
He's expanding his territory.
Okay.
Really establishing control over a huge area.
Right. And then he runs into Seleucus the First Nicator.
Yeah.
Right? In 305.
305 BCE.
BCE.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was a big one.
That sounds like a monumental clash.
Huge clash.
So what happened there?
So Seleucus was one of Alexander the Great's successors, and he controlled all this territory in the east.
Right.
But Chandragupta, he wins.
He wins decisively.
So what did that win give him?
Well, it gave him a lot of land.
Okay, how much?
Think like what's now Afghanistan, Pakistan, parts of Western India.
Okay.
But it's not just about the land.
All right.
They also form this diplomatic alliance.
Okay.
They seal it with a marriage.
Oh, wow.
And they even exchange gifts.
Wow, so this is a huge victory for him.
Huge victory.
Okay, so he's got this giant empire.
Yeah.
How does he even manage it?
That's where his administration comes in.
Okay.
And a lot of this was influenced by Chanakya.
That guy again.
Yeah, that guy.
All right.
So they set up this really centralized government.
Okay.
Super organized.
Okay.
With a clear bureaucracy.
Okay.
And they divide the empire into provinces.
Right.
Each one's governed by these royal officials.
Oh, wow.
They've got a strong tax system in place.
Okay, to fund everything. Yeah.
And they have a huge standing army.
Wow.
To keep order and, make sure the economy keeps running.
So it sounds like a pretty sophisticated operation.
It's all about efficiency and organization on a massive scale.
And so did that actually lead to,
It did.
benefits for the people?
Yeah, so it looks like there was real economic prosperity
Okay.
during his reign.
Okay.
Trade routes were improved and expanded.
Okay.
And there were advancements in agriculture, which really helped stabilize things.
Oh, okay.
And, brought wealth to the empire.
So he's doing really well.
It seems like it.
Yeah. But then things get really interesting.
Yeah.
He decides he's going to step down.
Right.
And he embraces Jainism.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
So around 298 BCE,
Okay.
after about 25 years as emperor,
He just decides.
he decides he's done.
Yeah.
He abdicates in favor of his son Bindusara,
Okay.
and he converts to Jainism.
Yeah, and he studies under this Jain saint Bhadrabahu.
Wow.
And he spends the rest of his life in Shravanabelagola, practicing this really intense asceticism.
Wow, so from emperor to ascetic.
Yeah, pretty dramatic shift.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do we make of his legacy then?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that he had a huge impact.
Yeah.
I mean, he laid the groundwork for this powerful empire that his successors like Ashoka would really build on.
Yeah.
He's remembered for his vision, his military skills, his diplomatic skills, and the administrative systems he put in place.
Really quite a legacy.
Really remarkable for someone who may have come from nothing.
Yeah, you think about how he built this empire that spanned a subcontinent.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder how much of what he did still affects us today.
Absolutely. I think that's something worth considering.
Yeah, like these fundamental ideas about leadership and power. You know, they were established so long ago.
Yeah.
But maybe they're still shaping the world in ways we don't even realize.
I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely something to think about.
All right. Well, that's Chandragupta Maurya.
Fascinating guy.
Yeah. Really fascinating.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
See you then.